Yo, 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 guys, what is up? What is up? Dart is back on World of Tanks, and we are back on our live server, continuing our garage segment, and we are looking at the Somua SAU-40. We'll call it the Somua S40. Alright, so the Somua S40 is a Tier 4 French TD. Alright, and there is a very, very little bit of history to be said on this tank. Excuse me. Now, the reason I'm going ahead and doing this video, and the way it's going to be done, the reason it's going to be done this way is because I'm up to this the S35, which is the Tier 5, and I realized I forgot to cover the ones I'd already had, so I'm kind of going back and getting that done to bring the French TD and artillery lines up to speed, which is why I covered the last French artillery I did. Alright, so the Somua S40, there's not a whole lot of history on it because it didn't ever physically exist. It only existed in an idea. They drew up some blueprints for it, but it was never made. And we're going to run across a lot of that, I believe, in the French line, because French was an occupied country for a lot of the war. Unlike the British coming out, the U.S., Russia, these countries were never occupied. Hitler was not able to take over these other countries. Therefore, their development, their technology, everything they were doing was able to continue on track, unimpeded. Whereas the French, being occupied by Hitler, obviously wasn't allowing them to, build or improve on any of their military assets. So, what we were able to find was the Somua S40 was built on basically the chassis of the Somua S35. And the Somua S35 was a French cavalry tank of the Second World War, built from 1936 until 1940, and equipped with armored divisions. Equipped armored divisions of the cavalry. It was for its time a relatively agile medium tank, superior in armor and armament to both its French and foreign competitors, such as the contemporary versions of the German Panzer III. It was constructed of well-sloped, mainly cast armor sections that, however, made it expensive to produce and time-consuming to maintain. During the German invasion of 1940, the Somua 35 proved itself to be technically effective type, but that was neglected by strategic mistakes in deploying its units. After the defeat of France in 1940, limiting production to a number of 430, captured Somua S-35s were used by the Axis powers, and a derivative type of the S40, the Somua S40, with an improved suspension, lowered hull cast, and welded turret armor. It had planned to replace the original version on the production lines in 1940, but however, they were conquered, so they weren't making anything. Alright, so reading a little bit on the S-35, actually sounds like it might have been a decent tank to throw in game. But of course it didn't make it in game, which is why I went ahead and ran through the history on it, since that is the history that this thing is supposedly based on. Now, in game, this tank resembles the Somua 35 history, at least what we were able to find out on it about the armor and everything, about as well as, a candy bar resembles a Rolls Royce. Yeah, you'll get that candy bar, big ass car. This thing resembles a good TD in the same fashion. This thing is slow as frack. If you're lucky, you could probably get an SMX-40 to push you up a hill. That's how bad this thing is. The speed limit of 30 kph sucks balls. Now, it does say 30 kph, or 37 kph. There's not a snowball's chance in hell you could get this thing to go 37 kph. Maybe if you were going, down a 90-degree hill, maybe you could get it up to 37 kph. Maybe in a free fall out of an airplane, this thing could hit 37 kph. This thing is just slow as hell, guys. Which in itself, not necessarily, an ending, really kills this thing, because, all the lower tier French tanks are slow as all get out. We're used to that. Okay. Well, we'll go to the hull armor here. 36 millimeters at the front, 35 millimeters at the side and rear. Okay, well, that means Tier 1, Tier 2 could probably penetrate this son of a bitch. Actually, probably. I'm pretty positive they could. This thing has no armor. The armor is non-existent. Let's look at our guns here. Now, we have 75 APX 1897 with 15 rounds per minute. 15.7, so damn near 16 rounds per minute. Damage of 110, penetration of 68. So for Tier 4, damage not too horribly bad, I guess. The penetration, non-existent, of 68 millimeters. Considering this thing can get in matches up to Tier 6, 68 millimeters ain't gonna cut it, buddy. Sorry, it ain't gonna do it. So let's look at our next gun we have here, the 75 millimeter long. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put that one up here. We'll put that off the side here for a minute. Okay, let's look at our next gun. The 75 millimeter long 44 AC. Okay, this thing has 15.79 rounds per minute, so same reload capacity as our stock gun. Penetration of 110, or damage of 110, same damage. Penetration of 100. Well, that's a lot better. Let's go ahead and hide that one up here for the time being. Let's look at our third gun. Our third option, another Tier 5 gun. The gun CD105 Court Mill, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's a derp gun with 7 rounds per minute. Average damage of 410 with average penetration of 53. At Tier 4, a derp gun, can be effective. But on a tank that is a major piece of shit, it's slow as hell. It has no existing armor. Once you're spotted, you're dead. End of story. Me personally, I recommend the 75 millimeter long. Now let's look at the two. We're counting out the derp. So they're both 75, same rate of fire. The 75 the 44 has, better penetration than the stock gun you get. They have the same aiming time, and they both have shit accuracy, but the accuracy on the 77 long is better at 0.41, where we got 0.45 on the stock. So stock is shit. Let's get rid of that. And then just for shits and giggles, let's bring up that derp and compare the two. These are both Tier 5 guns. So we know 75 long going to beat it in rate of fire. We know it's going to beat it in penetration. The damage is good on the derp. I'll give it that. Aim time of 0.53 seconds. Or accuracy, of 0.53 seconds. 0.53, damn. What is up with... that is retarded. You can't hit shit. Aim time of 2.3 seconds. Okay, aiming time's not too bad. So you're going to have to be, really fairly close to doing the accuracy. That's not a TD's job, especially a TD that's slow as hell and has no armor. So again, I recommend the 75 long. The saving grace of this tank is it doesn't take too horribly long to grind through. There's really nothing at all good to say about this thing. I am sorry about that. but it's slow. The gun sucks. No armor. Traverse ain't too horribly bad, I don't guess, but yeah, it could be a lot better. So yeah, this thing is a piece of shit all the way around. This is by far the worst tank destroyer in the game, hands down. The Jagdpanzer IV is 100% better than what this the Somua 40 is. And yeah, that is my opinion. I stand by it. But I do believe that is a fairly common opinion throughout World of Tanks. I believe the vast majority of people who have played this will agree that this thing is a piece of crap. But, you know, like I said, the upside is, you know, it doesn't take too horribly long to grind through it, you know, as long as you can suffer the actual play of it. I despised playing this tank. I hated logging this thing into a battle. I just dreaded using this thing. But, you know, the Tier 5 version is a lot better. It is a lot better than this one by far. So there's your upshot right there. Alright, so we're going to jump into a replay that has been provided to us. So we're going to look at that because I could not possibly have a good game in this. It's just the way it is. It wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to happen. So, you know, especially considering I'm not a great TD player. I'm hoping that I'm getting close to being a somewhat decent TD player. So we'll see. So let's jump into a replay, guys. Yo, guys, here we are in our first replay. Now we're actually going to look at 2 replays this evening, or today, whatever time it happens to be, where you're at. We're going to look at 2 different play styles for the Somua 40. Now this one is going to be DaweKiller. We're just going to call him Killer for short. Let's speed this up a little bit. Now, this is a Tier 4 game. He's a Tier 4 TD, so he's got, you know, a pretty good shot here. I will say, you know, the vast majority of games that I did get into were all very high tier. Which would be Tier 6. Yeah. Actually, I forgot. Let's change our reticles here. Or, no, our markers, I'm sorry. And we don't want the player's name, we want the health, and we want it in there. There we go. And then we have to do it for enemy team 2 also, don't we? Daggone it, I hate this. And and there we go. And apply. And okay. And back to game. And we're off. That makes it a lot easier. Now let's put this back down normal speed. So yeah, here we are. 10 to 15 kph on this thing is, you know, pretty standard. So he is, I don't know, Killer is kind of running out here toward the river in the middle of the map. Now he is definitely seems to be I would say an aggressive player, going the way he's going. You know, as I said before, this, you know, in the garage, the Somua has no speed and no armor. It does have a large camo rating, so, you know, it can be hard to spot. So, you know, he's got that going for him. But running up here in the middle of the map like this, in this tank, and let's take control here, look around, he has no backup coming. So this is not what I would call the best way to play this tank. Now you can see he's up on the enemy side of the map now. And he's going to try to get over here after this M3 lead. Now this isn't something I would have personally gone for because everybody else over there wants that M3 lead as well. It's like everybody's got bloodlust here. There he is. Bam! Finished him off. 1 kill. M3 Lee is out of the game. Now he sees this AMX-40. This AMX-40 is way far away from him. But he's a take. The Killer's, you know, he's determined. He's determined. In 3 weeks he will get over there and kill this guy. Well, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he continued to move. Imagine that. Yeah, MX-40 is actually a rather slow tank as well, but I believe it's faster than this thing. He's trying to find, there he is. There's the duck. And a miss. And somebody else got him. Alright, there you go. Well, at least somebody killed him. Now you can see over there at that far left side of the map, they are just rushing up that side. Almost uncontested. 2 tier 4s, 2 tier 3s. So he's going up on this hill. You know, me, I have never gone the way he's going here. And any of my tanks, it's a extremely risky way to go. And he's got the hits are lined up. Bam! He's out of there. He's got that T-28. Can he get him? Can he get him? See, his frames per second were really low here. I don't know, not even sure how he was playing. Excuse me. And he... Okay, we're just going to stick with this. Bam! Hit that AMX-40. We seem to be having trouble with this particular replay, you know, allowing him to control the camera, so we'll control it. Bam! AMX-40 is out of the game. He is up to 3 kills. So, yeah, this is definitely a lot ballsier playstyle than anything I would ever consider in this game, or in this tank. Now, so far, it seems to be paying off for him. The opposite team is obviously, none of them really know what in the hell they're doing. It's pretty obvious that, you know, none of the other teams so far seem to have any other tanks. I mean, you know, they're all new to the game, it appears. Bam! Now that was a good kill right there. SU-76 is out of there. I will say that you know, a couple of them he has gotten up to this point. There you go. That's what I expect to see when you're out there in the open. Direct hit from a T-57. So he's going to try to hightail it out of here at the best possible speed he can. Trying to go downhill a little bit here. But I will say he's still staying out in the open. SU-76, I mean, just right place, right time. Bam! 155 damage, and he's gone. There's that SU-26 up there. Come on. Hit it. Hit it! Bam! He's gone. And it does appear that he is using the 75mm. No. Is that 75mm? Or is that the derp? No, he's using the derp. He is using the derp. That's why he's one-shotting a lot of these guys. And he just knocked out another one. T-57 is gone. I believe that's the one that put that shot in the side. 7 kills so far. There's still 9 minutes left of this game. So, I mean, going out here like this did pay off for him. That is for sure. Now I will assume, or you know, guess that, you know, if he does this on a regular basis, now we can see all of our. Okay, those are dead tanks. I will assume that, you know, if he does this on a regular basis, you know, the majority of his games are shit. I will just assume that, because this is not the way to play this tank. But you know, I mean, you can play as a mobile, you know, as a mobile gun, and that's fine. But you just can't do it by yourself. You know, 99% of the time. Now he's gonna try to get this M3 Lee here. He's gonna try to finish him off with another quick and easy kill, and he's out of there. 13 damage. It's the last of his hit points. And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. So, did Killer have a good game here? Yes, he did. He most certainly had a good game here. This is a very, very aggressive playstyle and a very, very underwhelming tank. He had a great game here, and you know, it was highly contributed to luck, unfortunately, because the other team just were complete idiots. If they had anybody, I mean, they should have had people up on that hill. When you're on that side of the map, that's a very central hill. It's excellent place to be sitting. They were all parked over here on this side over here. And they should have had this filled out, but they didn't. Had they had, their tanks up on that hill, Killer would have died. He would have died as soon as he got on their side of the map, if not beforehand. So he did get 8 kills. That is, I can't remember. That's the one above the Bolter's medal. Very good game. I just got one of them, actually myself and my SU. Or SU, what the hell am I talking about? And my, what is it? My IS-1. Because that was the last game I played on it, and I just got my IS-3. Woohoo! Stock, but I'm working on it. So, let's look at another replay here, guys. Alright, guys, here we are on Sand River with Placi, and he is in his SU-40. So, I will go ahead and say right now that Placi's playstyle is nothing what like Killer played. I will say, in my opinion, this is the proper way to play this tank. Now let's go ahead and look here while we're waiting on his countdown. And his gun, he is also using the derp. I am actually, I've already watched this replay once. I did not believe that was the derp. Wow, I am color me impressed. Now, I still do not recommend the derp, but yeah, so far we've got 2 good replays. Well, we will have 2 good replays, and both using the derp. So, excuse me, kind of speed this up a little bit. Placi here is going to get into position. Now, I will say, Killer, used the derp gun, the derp cannon, kind of the way, you would need to. He was fairly close to a lot of his targets and just blow the shit out of them. Nice hit. 98 damage on a Panzer III right out the gate. And he missed the other Panzer III. Now we got the other one coming up here. We got 2 coming. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Bam! That idiot is gone. He could not have made that, made any worse mistake. Bam! The other Panzer III is gone. Placi's already up to 2 kills. Now he is playing his Somua as a sniper up on this hill, which is pretty much what I would suggest doing. Nice track shot with a nice damage, and somebody else finished him off. Somua. I mean, he is, wow, 280 damage. He is out of here. Placi is doing a great job leading the target. He does a hell of a lot better job at leading targets than I do. That is for damn sure. Now, his frame per second, again, is really low at 9. That's, wow. Let's see. We got nobody on scopes. He is just kind of waiting at the moment. His team is not owning at 6-1, and 3 of those kills are Placi's. So, and there's an M5. Can he get it? And he, it's like the M5's bouncing between cover. And damn reload. And now he's ready. But, artillery got him. Oh, actually, there's a Panzer NA. There's... And that one's gone as well. He's spotting him, but he's just not getting to him fast enough. There we go. SU-85B. Boom! Is gone. Yeah, I know with those TDs, with those open cockpits, man, the derp just annihilates them. Crew cabins, whatever you want to call them there. So he has got 4 kills so far, and we're not even 3. We're just getting to 3 minutes into the match. So, he is moving out. There's only 4 left on the enemy team. The T-40, is that a Panzer III? No, Panzer 38T and 2 artilleries. So, yeah, they definitely have this in the bag. And Placi has played one hell of a blinder right there. I mean, he's just, wow. This particular guy, I gotta say, this guy's got some skills. I mean, he leads the target like a pro, especially in in this shitty gun with a shitty accuracy, in this shitty tank. And what? Yeah, he has really shown with what this thing could possibly do. They say it's not the handyman, it's not the tool, it's the handyman, the man who uses the tool. Well, this tool sucks, but he's definitely learned to use it to get the most you could possibly ever get out of this thing. Now, again, this was a Tier 4 game, and Tier 4 games I have found, especially in this particular tank, to be far and in between. So that is our game, ladies and gentlemen. With 4 kills, he took no damage because he played it as I would call the best way to play it. He did not get into the combat. He sat back and sniped, and did it very effectively, especially with a gun that does not snipe very well at all. So yeah, my hat is off to Placi. That is for sure. Alright guys, we are going to cut our video here. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Check out that link in the description below to get your very own World of Tanks starter kit, along with all of my other social links. Remember to subscribe so you will see all of the new content coming, garage, live stream, and I'm playing around with the thoughts of another show. So we will get to that as well. Until next time, I will see you in game.